You've been told all your life to be kind, to stay humble, to treat others the way you want to be treated, and you believed that goodness alone would protect you, that if you stayed honest, patient, and giving, the world would somehow reward you. But deep down, you've seen the truth, haven't you? That kindness without strength doesn't make you noble. It makes you visible to predators, because this world doesn't play fair. It's not built for the gentle, it's built for the aware. And no one ever taught you how to protect your goodness. No one told you that your light, without armor, attracts shadows. You kept showing up with open hands, while others came with hidden knives. You thought that being good would make you respected, but in the eyes of this world, goodness without boundaries is weakness. You were never weak, you were just untrained, unarmed, in a world that rewards calculation over purity. This message is not a call to cruelty, it's a call to intelligence. Because you don't need to lose your kindness, you need to sharpen it, to give it edges, to turn it into something no one can exploit. This is how you stop being prey. This is how you become powerful without losing your soul. So listen carefully, because what you're about to hear isn't comfort, it's clarity. And once you see the world through this lens, you'll never see it the same way again. You've been told that goodness is its own reward, that if you keep doing the right thing, the universe will notice. But the universe doesn't keep score. It watches quietly while the cunning rise and the gentle wait for recognition that never comes. You stayed loyal, you stayed honest, you gave your best, and somehow you were still overlooked, still replaced, still ignored, because kindness without awareness doesn't inspire respect, it invites exploitation. People don't respect what they can easily predict, they respect what they can't fully understand. And you, in your goodness, became predictable, always forgiving, always available, always saying yes when your soul screamed no. You thought patience would earn you peace, but patience, in the wrong hands, becomes permission. Every time you stayed silent to avoid conflict, someone learned they could silence you. Every time you gave without asking for return, someone learned to take without gratitude. And every time you tolerated disrespect, you taught the world how to treat you. You called it kindness, but it was fear of losing approval, fear of rejection, fear of being seen as difficult. And over time, that fear dressed itself as virtue. You told yourself you were being good, but you were being safe. And safety isn't peace, it's slow suffocation. Because the truth is, the world doesn't reward the good-hearted, it rewards the self-aware. The ones who can read the room, sense intention, and act with strategy. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. He didn't glorify cruelty, he exposed reality. He warned that morality without power is an invitation to manipulation, that the man who cannot defend his kindness will watch it be used against him. So ask yourself, how many times have you paid the price of being good? How many times have you walked away from an encounter feeling smaller? That's not humility, that's depletion. And the only cure is awareness, because awareness turns innocence into intelligence. It turns goodness into strength. You don't need to stop being kind. You just need to stop being unguarded, to stop believing that everyone plays by the same rules, to stop offering your peace to those who thrive on chaos. The world doesn't change because you wish it would. It changes when you learn how to see it clearly, when you stop expecting fairness and start mastering perception, and that is where your evolution begins. Awareness is not cynicism, it's clarity. It's the ability to see people as they are, not as you wish them to be. Most people never develop it because awareness ruins illusions, and illusions are comfortable. You want to believe everyone has good intentions, that honesty is returned with honesty, that loyalty is rewarded with loyalty. But the world doesn't mirror your heart, it mirrors your leverage. And until you understand that, you'll keep wondering why your good deeds echo into silence. Awareness is the armor that kindness needs. It's what turns empathy into strategy instead of vulnerability. It's the difference between being used and being respected. When you start observing, not absorbing, everything shifts. You stop taking every word at face value. You start hearing intention beneath tone. You start noticing who smiles only when they need something. You see how people test your boundaries by pretending not to notice them. You recognize manipulation not as malice, but as habit. And you stop personalizing other people's games, because awareness teaches you emotional distance. It shows you that not every battle deserves your presence. Not every cry for help deserves your energy, and not every compliment is sincere. This doesn't make you cold, it makes you calm. You stop reacting, you start responding, you stop oversharing, you start observing, and with that shift, people begin to treat you differently. Because when you see through the performance loses power. Machiavelli called this the art of perception, the ability to read without revealing, to know much and say little, to carry knowledge like a hidden weapon, not a visible weakness. The world respects those who appear to know more than they reveal, because mystery commands attention, and attention, when managed correctly, becomes control. So wear your awareness like armor, not to attack, but to endure, not to dominate, but to discern, because in a world full of performers, the observer always wins. Power doesn't always speak. Sometimes it simply enters the room and changes the temperature. That's presence. It's not about being loud, it's about being felt. It tests the gravity you carry when you know who you are and no longer seek validation for it. Most people chase attention because they mistake noise for influence. But true power doesn't chase, it attracts. It's quiet, composed, and deliberate. It doesn't beg to be seen. It makes others notice by contrast. Machiavelli understood that appearance shapes perception, and perception shapes power. The world doesn't see your intentions. It sees your posture, your tone, your timing. People read your confidence before they ever hear your words. So if you appear uncertain, they'll treat you as uncertain. If you seem desperate, they'll assume you're replaceable. And if you seem calm, composed, unshaken, they'll treat you with care. Presence is not gifted. It's built through boundaries, silence, and restraint. It's the result of not reacting to every impulse. It has the strength to hold your energy when everyone else is trying to pull it from you. The man who can sit still while others rush appears powerful because stillness is rare. In a world addicted to attention, your calm becomes currency. Every pause you take makes people lean in. Every silence you allow creates anticipation. Every deliberate move signals control. That's the psychology of presence. It's not performance, it's precision. You choose when to speak, when to smile, when to withdraw. You choose when to let them wait. And in that waiting, your worth multiplies. Because people respect what they cannot easily access. You don't need to shout to be remembered. You just need to master how your energy enters a room. Presence isn't about being seen, it's about being unmistakable. So stop showing up everywhere. Start appearing where it matters. And when you do, make every moment feel like a privilege. Silence is not emptiness, it's control. It's the pause between reaction and dominance. The world tells you to speak your truth, to express everything you feel. But every word you reveal becomes a window into your mind. And once people can read you, they can predict you. Predictable people are easy to control. That's why silence terrifies manipulators. They can't shape what they can't see. They can't influence what doesn't respond. Machiavelli wrote that a ruler must know how to conceal his intentions, not because deception is noble, but because transparency in the wrong hands is suicide. Every sentence you explain gives someone a tool. Every emotion you display gives them a map. You think you're connecting, but often you're confessing. The man who cannot keep his silence cannot keep his power, because silence creates mystery, and mystery creates respect. When people can't predict your thoughts, they hesitate. They wonder what you know. They measure their words around you. That hesitation gives you leverage. It gives you time. It gives you space to observe while others overexpose. Those who talk too much are easy to read. Those who listen hold all the information. You don't owe explanations to those who haven't earned your truth. Your silence is your filter. It separates the worthy from the curious. So speak with precision. Say only what strengthens your position. Let your pauses carry weight. Let your silence make people think twice. Because the one who controls the conversation isn't the one who talks most. It's the one who decides when it ends. Power often hides in stillness, and silence, when mastered, is the sharpest weapon you'll ever own. Predictability is comfort for others. It tells them exactly how to use you. They know what you'll say, how you'll react, and when you'll surrender. And that's why they never fear you, because you've taught them your patterns. Every time you react the same way, you hand over your power. But the moment you become unpredictable, the dynamic shifts. Suddenly, they can't read you. They hesitate. They second guess, and in that hesitation, control changes hands. Machiavelli understood this truth. Predictable men are expendable, but the unreadable are dangerous. People don't fear cruelty, they fear uncertainty, because uncertainty forces respect. When they can't anticipate your response, they tread carefully. They choose their words with precision. They start treating you like a variable that can't be managed. That's power. Unpredictability isn't chaos, it's calculated variation. It's the decision to break your patterns deliberately. Say no when they expect yes. Go silent when they expect reaction. Smile when they expect anger. Disappear when they expect presence. Keep them guessing. Because confusion creates distance, and distance creates value. You don't need to play games. You need to disrupt expectations. Because once people can't map your behavior, they can't manipulate it. They're forced to meet you on your terms. And the one who sets the terms controls the outcome. Unpredictability is not rebellion, it's protection. It guards your motives. It shields your timing. It teaches others that you move by choice, not impulse. You become less reactive, more strategic, more dangerous in your calm. When people can't define you, they respect you. When they can't predict you, they fear losing you. And when they fear losing you, they finally value your presence. That's not chaos, that's command. Emotional control is the foundation of power. Without it, you're just a puppet pulled by anyone who knows your triggers. People will test your patience to see what breaks you. They'll provoke your pride to expose your weakness. And if they can make you react, they can make you predictable. Machiavelli warned that the man who cannot master his emotions will never master his destiny, because anger, desperation, and fear all speak too loudly. They tell the world exactly where to strike. But composure, that's rare, and what's rare becomes respected. The one who can stay calm while others lose control becomes the anchor in the storm. People begin to defer to his stability. They confuse his silence for strength, and that illusion alone builds influence. Emotional control doesn't mean you stop feeling. It means you stop broadcasting. You learn to feel deeply without reacting visibly. You hold your ground when insulted. You stay silent when provoked. You respond only when it serves you. Because not every confrontation deserves your energy. Most are just traps for attention. When you stay centered, you rob chaos of its power. Your calm becomes unsettling. It makes people question what you know, what you're planning, what you might do next. And that uncertainty becomes protection. The loudest person in the room usually loses first. The calm one watches, waits, and strikes when the noise clears. That's not detachment, it's discipline. The discipline to act when it's time, and to wait when waiting is power. Emotional control is the mark of true intelligence, because the one who owns his emotions owns his reactions, and the one who owns his reactions owns every outcome. Now you see it clearly. The world was never built to reward blind goodness. It rewards awareness. It rewards those who can combine heart with strategy, kindness with control, empathy with edge. You were never weak for being kind. You were only unprotected. No one taught you that kindness without armor invites wolves. That silence can speak louder than words. That distance can create respect. That mystery can inspire fear. That calm can command chaos. But now you know. You've seen the map that most people never find. You understand that power isn't cruelty, it's clarity. It's knowing when to speak, when to disappear, and when to strike. It's understanding that presence, silence, unpredictability, and emotional control are not tricks, they're shields. They protect your peace. They protect your energy. They protect your value. Machiavelli never asked you to lose your soul. He asked you to defend it with intelligence. He wanted you to see that survival isn't about pretending to be good. It's about being good and unbreakable. You don't need to prove your worth anymore. You just need to embody it. Let your presence carry gravity. Let your silence create weight. Let your unpredictability build respect. Let your composure define your power. Because when you stop explaining yourself, when you stop chasing approval, when you stop reacting to every move around you, you become untouchable. And that's the shift. That's the transformation from prey to strategist, from being used to being respected, from being liked to being remembered. If this message spoke to you, If it opened your eyes to how power really works, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, subscribe to Psychology Insights, because this is only the beginning. The age of blind kindness is over. The era of strategic awareness has begun.